Okay, I'm here to introduce the windmill pitching style to you. The technique that we're going to use is supposed to be, as far as my opinion and a lot of the pitchers that I've taught, is supposed to be one of the most efficient as far as energy goes, so that you could pitch several games if they needed to. It's also a lot less injury if you do it correctly, because we're trying to do it the most biomechanically correct way that you can, and that is opening the door and closing, and I will explain that in a little while. What I want you to realize, though, is that pitching, there are three really important things that you need to remember, and that is the wrist snap, the hip close, and balance. You have to have all three of those in order to be successful at pitching. You also have to be very determined and practice a lot. Now, what I want to talk about to start with is the position of the body. What I'm going to do is use the camera as my catcher, and I want to explain to you the body in a full motion, in the open door position, and in the closed position. Now, in the open door position, I want you to imagine that you have a dot here on both shoulders, a dot at your hip, and a dot at your other hip. Now, when you face the catcher in the very beginning of your full motion, all four dots are facing your catcher. Now, when you do your open door position, you're going to take the ball, you can present together, which we'll talk about later in the video. You drop for the backswing, and as you open your door, you're pointing your glove hand at your catcher, and no dots are showing to your catcher. So you should not be turned this way in order to throw the ball. The reason for that is because if you come down and release the ball like you're supposed to, you have a lot of pressure on the shoulder. A lot of times the ball will get behind you. And that is what we're trying to prevent. A lot of pressure and stress on your rotator cuff, your shoulder, and your elbow. So I want to make sure that when you do your backswing, you open your door. It's from a full motion, backswing, open the door. This is open door position, and you'll do most of your drills in this. Then when you get ready to slam the door, you're coming down, snapping at your hip. The slamming the door means you bring your hip through where both feet are facing the catcher, and all four dots are back to the catcher again, and you're in a defensive position ready for the ball to come back to you. So it's going to look like a full motion, closed door, swing it back, open door, release the ball, you close the door again, or what we call slam the door, because we want explosion there and power.